So I'm up here in North Carolina visiting my sister, right? Why is that important, you ask? Because there's a Second and Charles up here near her home. So yeah, if you remember an episode or two ago, we talked about that. My trade that I was gonna go do with Second and Charles, our slow movers, our stuff we wanted to turn into cash quickly. That whole plan got foiled. They closed yet another store down here where we live, and there's nothing else for, 2 hours of where we are, but we were coming up here anyway. I knew this store was here. We've been to the store before. If you remember back on the beach edition of the show, or ways back, it's been probably a year and a half. So we traded with this place before. They always overpay for everything. So we brought the crap with us up here. And while I'm in the neighborhood, like Mr. Rogers, I'm gonna pop in here and I'm gonna see if we can't turn some trash into cash. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Emceemur here, and welcome back to another episode of Flea Market Flippin. Before we get started, hope you're going to drop a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed to the Emceemur Show. Hit that notification bell so you never miss any of these uploads. So much action coming your way. So the Second and Charles trade is happening. Thank goodness, because I put a lot of thought into that. I had a whole bin full of stuff ready. We were going to take it up there, and our local store, our only other local store, closed forever. So, it's the most easy way to get rid of slow movers and really maximize profits on those kinds of things. And get some really cool stuff in exchange that you can either keep or sell or whatever you want to do. So that was the plan, but we're at a store. We're going to make this happen. I'm carrying the stuff in. We got to get signed in. Then we got to see what kind of selection these guys have got. For those of you not familiar with the system at a place like this, you can check out the very first episode of this series. We actually were able to do a great trade at our local store while we still had one. You go in here, you give them your stuff. They don't tell you what they're giving you for any of it, right? They just shoot you a number after they value it all, and you either take it or you don't. Now that sounds almost kind of, deceptive, but I've never been handed a deal that I turned down. I don't know what they pay for which items. I don't. But I just know that it's always overvalued. They always offer me some number that's way higher than what I'm expecting, and I always take it in trade. Now you can take the cash option, just like a GameStop, but that'll be about half of the trade value. So you just take the trade value, right? Then the second part of the mission comes in going over to their game section and finding the things that they've undervalued. We're talking about games that would sell on eBay for at least 30% higher than the marked price, than what we're paying for them. So that if we are selling them, that covers the difference, in the fees and in the shipping. We can actually turn the trade credit number into a cash number. So, I hand the stuff off, the guy's got the bin, he's checking it out, but I get over there to their games and the selection is just rather doo-doo. This place doesn't have the selection that our old stores did. There's really no NES to speak of. There's no GameCube, which is something I'm definitely leaning into these days. And, there's just very limited everything. There's no Vita, there's none of the games that are really going to command higher price tags or that have shot up in value in the market recently. We're going to have to lean in on Wii U games and PS3, and there's a decent selection of that, so hopefully we're going to find what we need. I'm estimating we're going to get about $40 to $50 in trade for that bin, and that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but most of the stuff in there is 99-cent GameStop cheese. It just doesn't sell for anything. And again, why is this a flea market episode? Because these are all things that we've acquired in our flea market adventures, either at the flea market or through connections made there, right? So these are just the slow movers that we got to move out. But at the low value of these items, they're just not going to sell for enough to warrant shipping them out and still be able to turn a profit. But the thing I'm keeping in mind is we've already profited on all the lots that these games came out of. So we really don't have any money in this stuff. So my first grab of the day is going to be this Black Ops 2 on the Wii U. Now, if you watch all the episodes of this channel, you saw that we did an Is This Still Online episode on Black Ops 2 recently. And well, it is. If you missed that episode, I'll put a link to it here because it was a lot of fun. But yeah, this is still a sought after game. And this copy is in better condition than my personal copy, so I definitely have to get it for that reason, but it's only priced at $5.95, which is ridiculous. This game is up over $20 now, so yeah, no brainer that we got to make this our first grab of the day. The next thing I see is a copy of Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2, and it seems like all Dragon Ball games in general have just really shot up in price. They're doing crazy things in the market. They've just become rarer. I think a lot of people have purchased them and are keeping them, and there's just not enough to go around. I don't know. But yeah, this game has definitely shot up, and I don't get it because there are so many Dragon Ball games, and don't go crazy on me, but I'm sorry, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's different about the games. It's always these two little orange guys going at it in a grassy meadow, and that's all it is. And I can tell you that's all it is, because I have owned every Dragon Ball game, I have tested every Dragon Ball game, and they all start the same way. These two guys in the little orange jumpsuits fighting in a grassy field. It's fun! I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying that. You got your pick here. They all seem to do the same thing all the way through back to the PS1. But man, this is where it gets interesting, right? This game right here, they only want about $17 for it, right? That sounds like a lot to me initially until I realized that this game is going for upwards of $50 right now. I just can't even fathom that. Dragon Ball fans are hardcore fans. So, you know, this is definitely bringing some value. This definitely meets the criteria. Here's grab number 2 of the day. And while we're on Dragon Ball Z, here's a Burst Limit Dragon Ball Z, and it's not in as good of condition. The Raging Blast game was complete. This one's missing the manual. The cover art's a little worn. It's an older game, but still, I think this one is going to fit right in there with what we're trying to do. Again, here's the two guys fighting in the grassy meadow. Great, fun. Glad people like it, because here it is, and we're picking it up. They're only asking about $14 for this copy, and this game is going for around $20. So not a huge markup there, but again, still meeting the criteria. We're still getting at least 20-30% above what they're asking for it. That's what we're looking for today. Games they're undervaluing. I see a copy of Shift 2 Unleashed for the Xbox 360, Need for Speed, yeah. And you know, these games are all fun, all timeless, and always popular. They never don't sell. And while the cover art's a little beat up for this, it is complete, all right? It's a decent looking copy of the game. And this game sells for around $12 to $13 on average. Not a huge sale or anything, but they're only wanting $5 for this. Maybe because of the physical condition of it, but I'm definitely not going to pass it up for $5. A Need for Speed game, always quick sellers. This is my next grab for sure. I was hoping I would see an underpriced copy of NCAA Football 14, and I did not. But there is an NCAA 11 here, and you know, that's peanuts compared to 14, but still, it's saleable, right? People are hot after these college entries. And here's another game that they're only at about $5 on, and it's complete. You know, they really don't make a bad one. These games are all fun. As long as you're not worried about online play, you can go all the way back and have a really good time playing through the seasons on these games. This one's selling for around $12 to $13 as well. So again, 5 to 13. We have room to work there. I can definitely make sense of this grab. Here's a copy of Dirt Showdown, and it's the special edition. It's got the extra DLC with it, and you know, generally on PS3 games, That's often on the disc, so that's a pretty attractive offer. We've had a lot of luck with dirt games as far as, you know, selling them again. They're always fun, but I don't know, nothing I really have to keep in the collection. But specifically here at these Second and Charles stores, they seem to really undervalue these dirt games. And this is a great looking copy of this particular dirt game. So, you know, we're only looking at about 10 bucks for this copy, but I'm seeing copies going well over 20 online. So yeah, here again, we're going to strike a little bit of gold or maybe silver on a dirt game. Yeah, again, the selection's not great here, but even though the selection's not great, the store is always full of cool stuff to look at, whether it's manga or just, you know, other forms of literature, media, role-playing, books, collectibles. Definitely a lot of collectibles. Yeah, you can have fun in a place like this, but especially when you're playing with their money, right? We got to get back up to the counter now. I got a decent stack. I got to see what they're going to give me back for my stuff so I know how much of this stuff I either have to add to, put back. I don't know. Let's go get a value.
Alright, let's go credit. If I can get you to sign and print.
You bet, you bet.
Wow. So again, they blow me out of the water, right? I'm expecting 40, 50 bucks for a bin full of dookie. And here this dude comes back with almost $90 in trade. So I actually don't have enough games. I've got to go back and get something else. And you know, when you're in a place like this, there's always coupons, right? You can get 10% off $50 spent, 15% off $100 spent. So you get that stuff, you know, online, get your barcodes ready, you stack coupons on top of trade, on top of stuff that they undervalue. I mean, you can have a great time in here, I'm telling you. I zip back to the Wii U stuff and I see a sealed copy of NES Remix, which I saw. I mean, it was 30 bucks, right? And that seemed high to me. And it's, you know, I don't know if I want to be in any of these games that much money unless it sells for that much more. But again, it's sealed, right? I should have looked at that first. Sealed copies of NES Remix have gone for as much as 70 bucks. Crazy, right? Wii U collectors. And you know, NES Remix, this is the pack. It's got 1 and 2. I mean, it's an absolute treasure. It is an absolute treasure. And if you haven't played NES Remix, do yourself a favor. Make sure you have a way to do it. It is so much fun. All this great 8-bit play rolled into all these mini challenges that, you know, it's so addictive. You have to keep trying harder and harder to shave milliseconds off your times on all the different events. And so many great games included on this setup here, challenges included. So absolutely great. I was blown away. So, you know, 30 to as much as 60 or 70. Again, here's another game that meets the criteria and takes up the slack of what we need to spend. I think we're good. So yeah, they nearly bought everything, and they left me with a few games that I can still sell, you know, some decent stuff. I'm surprised they didn't buy them. You know, I had checked all of that stuff. It was guaranteed. They got good merchandise from me. Hopefully I got good merchandise from them. I mean, it all looks good, so I checked everything before I left. Cool, but we did great today, and what we really have to look at is how much more than the trade value are we actually going to end up with in cash. That's the big win here today, when we can see those figures and know that we're at least close to hitting it, or maybe even surpassing it. And it seems like we do that every time we hit these stores. Hopefully they're going to open a location back near where I live, you know, sometime soon, at least in the next year or so. It's getting harder and harder to trade with GameStop. They've stopped taking a lot of older things. So Second and Charles is a great place to go to dump off your dookie. So mission accomplished. We had some fun today. We got some cash to go back into the project. We got to look at some really cool games, and you know, most importantly, their values, what they're doing in the market today. So I hope you enjoyed all that. I want you to leave me something in the comment section of this video letting me know what your favorite part of this video was. What was your favorite game that we got today? What do you think about the values on these games and what they're doing in the market right now? You know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the Emceemur Show, something that we do a lot of. I hope that you're going to drop a like on this video. Most importantly, if you have not already done so, I hope you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show and be a part of our nation, because we're rising up. All the fantastic things we do right here on the show, you need to be part of. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so you're always the first to know when new content goes live. Content like these flea market episodes right here. We're going to be back to the flea next week probably, so you know there's going to be a lot more stuff coming your way real soon. There's always more action, and we got some more cash to go into the project today. So wins all around, great day, fun times. Glad to have you here for each and every one of these adventures. Emceemur signing off for this fantabulous episode, and I will see each and every one of you again on the next one.